Welcome once again to the City of Maple Grove Report. I'm Dave Kaiser from CCX Media. Thanks for joining us, along with Heidi Nelson, Maple Grove City Administrator. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
We've got a meeting to talk about that was about 1 hour, a work session as well, and also a big event that happened just yesterday as we're recording this with Highway 610. So all of that is to come. Let's begin with the work session ahead of time. Tell us a little bit about what the topics were.
Yeah, so we did have a brief closed session. Our Police Department Commanders Unit is organizing as a union, and so starting into those negotiations. So had an opportunity to talk with council about the approach to those negotiations. And then budget, we continue in our budget discussions. So as people will recall, we start our internal work on the budget right around the end of May, early June. We had our first budget work session at the first meeting in August. This was kind of our second budget work session, and looks like we're going to need a bit more time. So we're going to be scheduling some time probably right after Labor Day. We have until September 18th to pass our till the end of September to pass our preliminary levy. Our last meeting in September prior to that 30th date would be September 18th. So we're kind of targeting to get that preliminary levy set by then. You know, the preliminary levy is a high water mark, so it can go up, can go down from there, not up, and so it's always just kind of a marker that can be used, and then, you know, further refinement of the budget can happen between September and the end of the year. So more to come on the budget. Lots of documents out on the website, kind of a nice memo and PowerPoint that if folks are interested to go take a look. It's under that work session for August 21st. Lots of information there about kind of some of the things that are driving the budget this year and some of the position requests, that kind of thing, and lots of information to be had on the website about the budget.
All right, and stick with us here on the reports. As process moves along, we'll keep giving you updates. Now to the meeting itself, about an hour in length on the 21st, and a few fun activities at the beginning with oath of office, the first for Assistant City Prosecutor.
Yeah, so we're really excited. We have hired a new Assistant City Prosecutor, Marky Tice. Markel Tice is her full name. She goes by Marky Tice. Great candidate that we came to us from Dakota County and their county attorney's office. So really excited to have her on board and her experience. And she's been real busy getting up to speed. New to Hennepin County, so a little bit learning the ropes there with the court system here in Hennepin County, but really a great addition to our prosecution team.
Very good, and she had a crowd there to get some pictures taken, as well as the next two. We have two new police officers joining the force. Yeah,
so two officers that have completed FTO and now are out on solo patrol. Officer Vogel and Officer Sinothisay, I always say the last name a little bit wrong there, joined the force. Officer Sinothisay joined us through the CSO program, and then Officer Vogel was previously a deputy with Mille Lacs County. So really excited to have them joining the force here and get their swearing in completed. Lots of family and friends around to celebrate that night for them.
Very good. Welcome to both. Next item was observance of the International Overdose Awareness Day that is coming up on August 31st. Give us a little background there.
Yeah, so International Overdose Awareness Day is proclaimed on August 31st in the city of Maple Grove and really throughout the country. This is a global issue and certainly a big issue here in the United States. This recognition is an opportunity to remember the lives lost due to overdose, reduce the stigma of overdose, and then reflect on ways to prevent it in our community. We do a lot of education with the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department, Police Department with regard to the opioid crisis and sort of also the fentanyl risk that's out there for folks that might be using these types of chemicals. And so Maple Grove Town Green will be lit in purple on the evening of Thursday, August 31st. And I know there's a lot of efforts out there to make sure or to kind of spread the word on the use of Narcan. You know, all of our officers carry that and deploy that. And it's kind of surprising when you see the number of times in a given month or a period of time that they're doing that in the community. So this issue is real. We know that there's many people in our community who have lost, you know, sons and daughters and brothers and sisters to this type of an issue. And so very important issue for the community and one to bring awareness and education to help prevent it.
Next item on the agenda on the 21st was a guest presenter with a look at what's happening now, but also kind of a neat look to the future. Wright Hennepin Cooperative Electric Association came and had a nice display.
Yeah, so they are going around to a lot of the communities that they serve, and Right Hennepin Electric serves a portion of Maple Grove, talking a lot about kind of the evolution of electric vehicles, and then how the electric grid is preparing to serve that need. And so it's a real thing in terms of, you know, the grid's preparation for this requirement for charging vehicles, and really in everybody's homes. You know, we have a lot of charging stations around the community now,
Right.
but you know, overnight while you're home, you know, that's kind of the desired place to do that. And how does one get that kind of service in their home and prepare for that? And then how does the electrical provider sort of manage that demand on the system, and what hours of the day are best, and that type of thing. They do have special programs set up for electronic vehicles, and so if you are in the Right Hennepin district, know that they have programs out there that you might be interested in. They did have a PowerPoint. That PowerPoint is out on the website as part of the agenda packet.
Great.
You could go take a look at that. They are hosting an event later in September. There's information there about that, kind of an electronic vehicle showcase, and then a lot of information education available that day. So I think good to get this information out to the community. We continue to see more electronic vehicles in the community, and we understand, you know, they have to get charged somewhere. And so whether it's at, you know, there's some up at Target, we have some in our parking facility there in Arbor Lakes, but also we know a lot of those charging facilities are being put in, you know, into people's homes as well. So much to learn there about that, and some opportunities with Right Hennepin Cooperative.
Very nice. All right, to public hearings at the meeting on the 21st, and you're going to hear a common theme of a couple same items here. Minnesota Science and Technology Center, this project we've talked about in the past. Now more steps being taken. What happened with the public hearings?
Yeah, so this was kind of the final steps last night. So we had a public hearing on sort of their public improvements for the project. So, you know, sewer, water, storm sewer, streets, those types of things. And then we had a public hearing on an easement vacation, just kind of vacating some of the older easements on the site and preparing for the development of the site. So lots of activity to come out there. Nice article in the Business Journal on Tuesday as well about this project, and talking about the user being Boston Scientific, and this being a very nice addition to their portfolio here in Minnesota, and particularly in Maple Grove. So we're really excited for this new project and for their continued investment here.
And we'll get back to that topic in just a second, because more took place in that meeting. But hop in another public hearing, on sale wine and 3-2 malt liquor license for a restaurant that has been in town. Little name change and a new partner.
Yeah, so this is for Akame Sushi, and this is the same business as Kyoto Sushi, which is over kind of by the old JCPenney, that end of that mall there. Staying the same, you know, kind of menu, things like that. Just a new partner in the business, and then a name change there to Akame Sushi. So anytime we have a name change or ownership change, that has to come through a new liquor license process.
Now to community and economic development items, and back to Minnesota Science and Technology Center. So this is looking more at the development itself, and again, large building. It looks like lots of jobs.
Yeah, so this is the development stage plan, rezoning, and all the platting that's associated with this development being brought forward. So if you haven't had a chance, lots of neat images of this building. That'll be a real showcase out there on 694. Those images are available on the website in the packet for this item. They were also kind of shown in the Business Journal article yesterday, but again, this is for a Boston Scientific campus expansion, and just a great addition to the community. We've been working with Ryan Companies and the McCrossin family on this for quite some time now, and so it's really great to see this all come to fruition, and we look forward to getting started on the infrastructure and hopefully getting going working on the site as well.
All right, more to come. We'll keep you updated. One other item under community economic development, that is Appaloosa Woods, just a small item with a short plat. What is that going to entail?
Yeah, we continue to see some lot splits out in Appaloosa Woods. This is kind of on the far western edge of the city. It's an area where kind of some older, you know, large lot development that was done years ago, and now, and certainly some opportunities for some lot splits out there, still maintaining that minimum lot size. So another lot split out in Appaloosa Woods.
Now to just some updates of things coming up for those two departments. First is Planning Commission on the 11th. It sounds like that will not take place.
That's correct. Just heard from Joe Hogaboom this morning that we have two kind of trailing items that have been in front of the Planning Commission, but tabled for further, information. It was sort of the North Theater site proposal, so right up along Elm Creek Boulevard by Launch Properties, and then development up in the Tri-Care area, kind of north and west of Menards, a Norsk project. It would involve some housing and some mixed use. So those two will probably come back later in September.
All right, one other item, a lot of people waiting for this, Pints and Paddle. It sounds like it's really close.
Yeah, so they are kind of doing some soft opening next week, and then they'll be celebrating their ribbon cutting on September 7th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So we're really looking forward to getting that open. That's right up by Target, up there in the Grove area, just south of 610 and by Maple Grove Parkway, and indoor pickleball courts, kind of a beer hall, and then food associated with that as well. And Malone's, of course, is a partner in that, and so they'll be kind of doing the food side of that. So it should be a great addition up there on the north side.
Going to attract a few people, I can
think
imagine.
so.
Engineering, Public Works, quick updates here. It's that time of the year where a lot of the seasonal workers have to go back to school.
Yeah, we lose all of our seasonal staff back to college, and these last few weeks have watched a lot of friends send all their sons and daughters off to college, so 'tis the season. So yeah, we lose our seasonal complement, so now we're kind of back to our core crew at Public Works and Parks, and we try to get as much done as we can in the summer in terms of maintenance and different projects. It's probably seen a lot of work in the medians over the summer and various park projects. So thank you to all those folks that come and serve during the summer months. They're a great addition to our team, and we wish them all the best in this year wherever they're headed.
Definitely. All right, to the big item we teased earlier, Highway 610. Yesterday, when it was about 100 degrees outside, there was a big group of people celebrating a big event for the city. And you talked about it, Ken talked about it as well. Tell us more.
Yeah, so we celebrated the groundbreaking for the 610 completion project. This has been a long time in coming, and we've kind of reviewed the history of this project many times yesterday during the program. And really the planning for this started back in the 70s, even in the late 60s, in kind of preserving that corridor for what was to be kind of the northwest crosstown. And now the project, I think that was 2017 when it connected to 94. Well, now this is sort of the last segment, completing 610 on the west end. It completes those interchanges out at 94 and 610. Right now there's only just kind of the two ways, eastbound to eastbound, westbound to westbound. We're going to complete those and then make that connection out to County Road 30, so kind of headed west there across the fields.
Right.
We start to see, we're starting to see development kind of creep from the south up, and of course then the northwest quadrant, up in the northwest corner of the city coming down. So this will be a real nice addition out there to the northwest part of the city, and really provide a reliever and an opportunity for people to access the system, whether it be 94, 610, without having to come through that Maple Grove Parkway, Dunkirk area where all that retail traffic is, the hospital, those types of things. Ease up on some of that pressure on those very busy roadways. So this is going to be a great addition out there. This is, the mayor has often spoken about this as his cathedral project, and praying that he could get it done here. And so I think yesterday was just a really big day for the whole Northwest Metro, and we had great attendance. Both Senator Klobuchar and Senator Tina Smith were there. Governor Walz was there. All of our local delegations, Senator Limmer, Representative Bonner, Representative Robbins, Hennepin County Commissioner Kevin Anderson, Met Council Representative Judy Johnson, MnDOT Commissioner, Representative from State Patrol, and then Steve Bott with the I-94 Coalition, who's been a big advocate for these continued investments in the 94 corridor. So many, many people to thank for this effort of pulling this funding together. 7 different funding sources in this project, and that's how these projects get done, is really sort of cobbling together a number of different funding sources, and it really takes a collaborative partnership between the state and the county and the local and the feds, Met Council, all of those parties to get something done like this. And it's a big project. About $58 million is the engineer's estimate. We're going to be getting out to bid here in short order and hope to get some work underway yet this fall.
Okay.
And then construction in earnest during the seasons of 23-24. And maybe we'll have a groundbreaking or a ribbon cutting, in the snow in the end of 24. So we'll go from one extreme to another. So it was a hot day out there yesterday, but I think we had some relief with the tent and fans, and much appreciation to our public works crews and our engineering staff, and some members of my team as well that made that happen. It was a great event, and really a great day for Maple Grove.
Definitely was, and for all of the city surrounding as well. A couple other items from the meeting on the 21st to mention that the next meeting will be delayed a day because of the holiday and also closing of the city offices.
Yeah, so city offices will be closed on Monday, September 4th for the Labor Day holiday, and then we'll move our meeting, of course, then to Tuesday, September 5th.
And at the beginning of this broadcast, we talked about the work session, and you're going to have more to come. Again, just to mention, the budget will probably have one or maybe a couple more work sessions before the mid-September meeting.
Right, yeah, we'll see where we get, trying to get something in that week of Labor Day and then leave some room that week of September 11th. So more to come on the budget, but you can look for more work session meetings to be posted.
Very good. So that was a meeting from the 21st. We've got more to come related to things happening around the city. And again, maplegrovemn.gov to find out more about some of those packet information that we talked about within the first part of the show. Now to some other things happening around the city, and a neat note here about Northwood Church, a longtime member of the community. Going to be changing a little bit.
Yeah, so they've got their new church open now up off of, it's called Arbor Ridge Parkway now, up on the north side, kind of the old 105th Avenue alignment up there. But after 23 years of holding services at various facilities in Maple Grove, and most recently the community center, they held their last Sunday service in the last few weeks at the Maple Grove Community Center. So I know this has been a long time in coming for them as well as a church community, and so we're very happy that they were able to get this project done. The church building looks real nice. If you haven't been able to be up there right off of Arbor Ridge Parkway on the north side, lots of building activity up in that area as well. So they are going to be celebrating kind of their grand opening celebration and some tours and whatnot about the middle of September. So congratulations to Northwood Church.
As we record this, a lot of people thinking about the state fair because it starts tomorrow, but we just want to mention again, related to getting to the fair, a little change in bus service once again.
Yeah, so no weekend bus service from Maple Grove, and this issue is really just being driven by the availability of drivers for the bus service. And so we're hoping to come back next year for that bus service, but I know a lot of the news outlets are talking about the various transportation opportunities to the fair, parking, those types of things. So just encourage folks to check out that that State Fair website before they head out. I know there are some opportunities for park and ride. Southwest Transit is doing some things. So there are some opportunities here in the suburbs as well.
Recently, I had the honor of joining with the group at the city to look at lots and lots of photos. So it was a photo contest judging. Great time had by all. Again, give us some of those numbers and just the great participation. Yeah,
so we had over 500 entries submitted by Maple Grove residents for this. So this is kind of a wonderful event that people look forward to every year in the community. The judges made their selections individually and then met together to finalize the 15 different winners in the various categories. And they also recognized a viewer's choice photo that garnered the most online votes during the contest. So the winners have all been notified and will be recognized in September, at that second meeting in September. The winning photos are on display at the city website at the Government Center, and then we'll start to display them, use them in our publications, social media, those types of things. So take a look on the city website.
Yeah, some neat photos that you will see in the publications, and they'll be perfect for the city of Maple Grove. A couple neat notes to pass along about gardens in the area. The first is Pollinator Butterfly Demonstration Garden, something new coming.
Yeah, so the Arbor Committee is exploring the possibility of a community pollinator butterfly demonstration garden. The committee is working with staff to look at kind of the specifics of a location and the size of the garden. The goal is to have their recommendations presented presented to the City Council at the end of the year. And this kind of aligns with the Monarch Pledge that the mayor did earlier this year. And so we continue to work with various groups to bring those initiatives forward.
And another department, Park and Rec, looking busily at a community garden. What's the update there?
Yeah, so the Park and Rec Department has been working with the Park Board to establish a community garden. 5 Maple Grove parks were initially identified that they could be the location of that community garden, and then they did some community engagement, survey work, that type of thing. So staff's recommendation is for Donahue North Park for that community garden to be located. They're going to be conducting some neighborhood meetings and share some program details. I know the Park Board will be looking at this, kind of making that decision later in September here. Plans call for the garden to be ready for the 2024 growing season. So registration for the garden plots could open in January, and of course priority would be given to Maple Grove residents. So lots of information available on the Park and Rec website about that program.
Keep looking there. Also on the website you'll find information in Park and Rec about the fall brochure. So registration now underway.
Yeah, so registration underway for fall parks and recreation programs, lots of sports, learning opportunities, social activities. The fall brochure and registration is also available on the city website.
A lot of people have been looking for water to get in and water to cool off over the last couple days, but unfortunately that season is about to come to an end. Give us an update on some of the neat facilities and the timing.
Yeah, so Weaver Lake Beach is now closed for the season. The outdoor pool at the community center is open through Labor Day, and then of course our splash pad at Central Park will remain open through September, weather permitting. All
right, information in the brochure about some lessons, aerobics, all sorts of things happening on the water. So even though the outside water goes away, you can still go inside and have some fun. Let's talk about some of the neat areas in town and activities. Town Green, still a lot going on there.
Yeah, so we continue with our weekly entertainment there. Musical performances at 7 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday evenings, and then we have the family-friendly entertainment on Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning, and then we continue with our Friday night movies at dusk through the fall months here. Folks are encouraged to bring a chair or blanket, not that you'd need that today, but concessions are also available during the performances.
Here is a fun one. Get ready for this, and this I think will draw a crowd because you've got the neat amenity of the ice oval. But hey, what do we do in the summer? Well, let's skate on it, right?
Right. So roller skating at Central Park. Parks and Recreation has come up with a clever use of the skate loop at Central Park. It has created a roller skating event on Saturday, September 9th. This goes from 6 to 8:30 p.m. We'll have music, photos, fun lighting, all those types of things. You can bring your own skates, inline or roller skates, or borrow skates at the event. We have over 200 pairs of roller skates in different sizes available for use there.
Fantastic.
So Saturday, September 9th, free event. Just note the concessions will be available there, but should be a fun evening at Central Park.
You bet. All right, that's Saturday the 9th. Let's get you busy the next couple Saturdays in September. Coming up on the 16th, we've got Rock in the Grove. What is that and who's behind it?
Yeah, so Rock in the Grove, Saturday, September 16th. This is a music festival put on by the Maple Grove Lions Club. Event tickets are available at maplegrovelions.org. Hairball returns as the headliner this year with the Rolling Stoners and Weekend Rockstar as the opening acts. So we're looking forward to that fun day of music on Saturday, September 16th.
All right, Saturday number 4 in September for you on the 23rd, a neat new event.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, so this is the Water Lantern Festival. It's a family-friendly event that's new to Maple Grove. Festival organizers are looking to just create kind of a peaceful, memorable experience for families to join. So the event will take place at Town Green on Saturday, September 23rd from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. Tickets are required, so there's some advanced registration and tickets for this available on the website. It's for entry to the festival area, the floating lantern kit, and then commemorative items, and there will also be food trucks. So kind of a new way to use the Arbor Lake there behind the community center.
Yeah, lots of fun coming up in September. Make sure you check those events out. Heidi, thanks so much again for coming in and for your time today. Let's leave you with the website because we mentioned it multiple times. You're going to need the website down in that lower left corner, maplegrovemn.gov. A lot of information about these special events, some of the development going on in this city. Make sure you check that out, and also the budget information. Next meeting, as we mentioned, will be on a Tuesday, September 5th, 7:30 at the Government Center. And again, you see the phone number as well if you have questions or comments for the program. For Heidi Nelson, I'm Dave Kaiser. Thanks for joining us once again on the City of Maple Grove Report.